Following podcast may be explicit. One Joe Young presents Adventures from the Shed, a tabletop RPG podcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com. Hey, and you have found us online because that's the only place you can find us. You find us where the podcasts live, like, the Apple Podcast thing app, Google Store. Google Store? That doesn't sound right for podcast. Wherever Google puts the podcasts, we are going to be found anywhere you're looking for the podcasts. We are Adventures in the Shed. We're going to be continuing with the little plot B on our World of Darkness campaign. We're going to do a little quick introduction before we get started with a continuation of that. I am Joe. I am playing Manny Torres, kind of a brute with a heart of, copper?
Bronze?
I'm going to say copper. It's not gold. It's definitely not gold. And I don't even think he's top 3 medal winner. So it's not gold, bronze, or silver, bronze. It's copper, I think. Anyway, over to Zeb.
Yeah, I'm Zeb. I'm going to be playing Mars. He's just a guy. He's just trying to get his head up in the world. He's out there doing his best, and he's Manny's partner in I won't say crime. I don't know if we've committed one yet.
Not quite a crime, but we've definitely entered a place we shouldn't, perhaps. Eli, how about you tell us what the hell's going on?
Thank you. So, hello everybody. My name is Eli. I am our storyteller for this World of Darkness game. We're running, as Joe said, a plot B, a side story. All of this is happening, I believe, on day 5 of the official investigation for Research Team 12. Or rather, night 5. I'm going to give a short recap here after we introduce our last player for the session who wasn't here last time.
Hi, everybody. It's Randy. You miss me? I will not be playing Isaac. Instead, I'll be playing Frank.
Air quotes Frank.
The mysterious and enigmatic Frank.
Yeah.
So
I know nothing of this character. So
yes. To recap the side story, we have Manny Torres and Mars Patrick have been assigned by their gang's boss to sneak into Copano Steelworks and find blueprints to the building. Any sort of map. The boss man seems very interested in knowing his way around the facility. Alternatively, they can come back with financial documents, or if they think they see the package that their boss wants from the facility, they're free to try and bring it back home.
I remember it. He said we'll know it when we see it, but he wouldn't tell us what it was.
Yes. Exact knowledge of what it was is a bit above your pay grade. But, I mean, you aren't stupid, Mars.
This company
you can figure it out.
Companies
is a good point.
Good
Mars
at giving their employees the information they need to succeed.
Some shenanigans were had inside the facility. Once Manny and Mars got in there, they realized just how tight security actually is on the outside. If you go at it the wrong way, you'll be found instantly. But they managed to not be found out.
Good job,
at least
guys.
until they got deep into the building and made their way to the, finance sector?
Yeah, it was definitely the finance room.
Yes.
As they say in Capuno Nuevo, we kept our pants dry.
Copano, not Capuno.
Whatever. That's what I got.
That's what I got too.
The dynamic duo had just acquired some rather sensitive finance data in the head of finance office, only to hear the front door of that whole section jiggling as a security team has found them out.
Oh no.
Yeah, he was peering through the window like the Velociraptor in Jurassic Park.
From the glass and everything. You're not convinced that it's not a lizard person.
I'm going all Dr. Seuss with my shotgun. 1 shell, 2 shell, red shell, blue shell.
Turns
Yes,
out
yes,
he used to play for the Raptors.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Joe. Do you want to explain your red shell, blue shell, or would you like to get to that a little
The
later?
explanation of it so far is somebody who I didn't think would send me bullets sent me bullets, and the bullets are weird bullets. At least there are regular red shotgun shells, and there are also blue shotgun shells, and I don't know what they do. So I put in my shotgun that holds 6 of them. I put a red one, then a blue one, then a red one, then a blue one, then a
One
red,
could
then a blue.
only assume that the red ones track the target and the blue ones go after their leader.
Well, perhaps if we weren't playing in Capuno Nuevo,
Joe, you're on thin ice here already.
I don't know the difference.
Nuevo.
Is that like
What
an
a
insult when I
wonderful
say it wrong,
phrase.
or
Yeah, because you're calling the place poo.
poo? It's
Oh,
new
yeah.
poo. It's new poo
Hope we
city.
find some honey.
So we left with Mars pulling Manny into the segregated office space while the security team was trying to get the door open.
Ooh, romance in the office room.
You have about, you figure maybe 10 seconds before they actually get into the room. How
And
do you
there's
want to prepare?
They're supposed to have 7 minutes in heaven, not 10 seconds.
Put the lights and hide behind the couch.
Wow, look at Iron Man Randy over here,
Yeah.
lasting a whole 7 minutes. Anyways,
Who is that champion?
there goes my hero. You have 10 seconds to act, so you can do roughly one thing, maybe 2 with a good roll.
If I remember right, Joe's shotgun should already have it. Manny should already have
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
he had
pulled
it.
that out of my my parachute pants, my hammer time pants, and
Your
I already-
reaction to seeing the security was Manny pulling the shotgun out and Mars pulling Manny into the office, closing the door behind him.
Are there any windows in the office? I don't remember.
There is, in fact, a single window. It's kind of small. You figured Manny might have a little trouble getting through it, but you'll definitely be able to get out.
So it leads somewhere else. It doesn't lead just like back into where all the cubicles are.
Is
It
it window
definitely-
to the outside?
It does not lead to the outside of the facility,
Okay.
but instead it seems to be looking over a different section of the steel mill.
Interesting.
One
I-
second.
My preparation is just making sure that the shell got pulled into the slide, the barrel that's ready to shoot. That's me. I'm ready.
With a quick
Yeah.
quick field check, you're able to determine that your shotgun is primed, ready to fire, safety's off. Next, you pull that trigger, something's breaking.
Nice. And the first shell is a red one, so we'll see what
Yes.
happens.
Then I'm gonna slam the door closed to the office.
The door has been closed already.
Okay, so it's already closed. All right. So I
Slam it close.
Come and get me.
Yeah, I mean the window's tempting. I don't want to get all cut up trying to get through this window, but I'm tempted to take the first shot. Maybe the shot would be scary enough that they won't just come barging in, because then now they know we're armed.
Ooh, show of force.
Yeah, if I shoot the window out and say, if Manny doesn't seem like he can get through it, but I can get through it pretty easy, maybe I can come around the flank.
There you go.
It's possible.
Yep. That's probably my plan of action. That's what I would do.
Okay.
So I guess in that first 10 seconds, I would shoot the window out.
You in those 10 seconds, you pull out your gun, turn off the safety, point at the window, click. Oh, right. Racket, fire. The shot is deafening in
Yes.
such an enclosed space.
Oh, jeez.
I was ready for it, so I could put my and my shoulder up to my ear to cover it a little bit, but the other ear would definitely be ringing, I'm sure.
So, with the
Not as loud
gunshot
as this
going off,
shotgun's about to get.
I need everybody confined in that specific room to give me a stamina or composure roll.
Stamina. Just the stamina? It's not like with something else?
Correct. It is stamina or composure. You're not adding any of your skills into this because, I mean, not succumbing to deafness is not really a skill.
I had 0 successes on 3. Man.
I
It's not
mean,
like an intelligence thing to see.
My thief and sorcery was no help.
yep. So,
I got 2 successes, a 10 and a 9. I'll roll another dice.
Can he re-roll it for me?
no, but Joe, you can spend a willpower.
Oh, done. Willpower spent. What am I getting? I get 1 success. Right?
Oh, I rolled another 10.
Yes. Joe, by expending the 1 willpower, you automatically add 1 success to your roll.
Done.
So Mars is at 3 successes. Does he want to roll that 10 again?
Oh, another
Damn, an 8.
Nice.
I'm already deaf. I'm already deaf, so I can't go deaf again.
Luckily for you, your tinnitus hit at just the right time. You couldn't hear anything anyway.
Nice.
So you are you recognize, yeah, that's a loud sound, but it's not disorienting you. Manny, you've been around guns, you've been in enough firefights that this doesn't really phase you. You're not really comfortable with a gun going off like 3 feet from your ear, but I mean, whatever, you're tough.
Every
Just
time I
gotta
shoot
deal with
one,
it.
it goes off about 3 feet from my ears. So I'm kind of used to
Yeah.
that. Yeah. I'm just usually the one pulling the trigger.
Exactly.
To be fair, I didn't warn you or anything. I just pulled my gun
No,
out.
but I did
Yep.
see you take the gun out. We're sitting next to each other, or standing, or crouching, or hiding, or whatever we are, next to each other.
The bullet shatters the glass. It goes flying mostly outward onto the shop floor. You hear the bullet slam into one of the machines. You can just barely hear it hit the machine over the din of the regular, like the steel mill operating. You can just barely hear that ding. So you know you didn't hit anybody. So good.
Yeah,
I
I
guess.
The thing that yeah.
But you are now hearing a lot of yelling from the finance office. So-
Stop or he'll shoot again.
You say you attempt to shout through the closed door. It's a bit muffled, but nobody's advancing, so you're pretty sure they got the message. You've bought yourself enough time for another action before their first response goes into play.
All right, I'm Manny, give me a boost.
Give him
Through
a
the
boost.
window.
Clearly, he's going through the window. I guess that would be our action, Eli. Me
Okay.
helping Mars get through the window.
You, with your teamwork, you are able to get Mars through the window with no real effort. It is just big enough that he can like get through with you pushing him, and with a controlled descent, he's able to not just fall in his face. Getting back up, Mars, you see several steel workers. There are about 4 in sight. All of them are looking in your direction, and 3 of them notice that you have a gun, and they immediately run for cover.
I shout through the window at Mars, find a fire alarm and pull it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like putting like just hiding the gun behind me. And I'm like, get back to work. Get back to work. Nothing to see.
You attempt to shout this, but as you are as you take the breath to get that yell out, you hear the PA system turn on,
Oh shit.
and a robotic voice rings out. Attention,
Right.
all employees in the plant. There is an active shooter on site. All employees are advised to shelter in place. Cooperate with all security officer orders. Failure to do so will result in immediate termination. This message will repeat in 10 seconds.
This message will self-destruct. And dude, if I had known it was this easy, I'd have walked in the front door and shot something and then just walked around freely. Cool.
Once the message finishes, lights go off, and it is emergency lights only.
Nice.
Like red.
So it's not red, it is a very dim yellow, like hazard lights.
Yeah. It's like no
like
LEDs here. It's all incandescent.
With the like rotating bulbs, so you see it like kind of making almost like tunnels of light, just kind of spinning around.
Oh man, I have one of those in my shed. I wish I had known. I'd have brought it in here for that.
I would have
those old
dismantled the shed.
rotating lights.
Yeah.
So I guess now, well, I don't know, Eli, is it our turn to come up with something?
Manny, you now that the message is going out, you notice through the little hole in the door, the little porthole in the door, the security team has moved into the finance office, and it looks like they're trying to take cover or at least stay out of your line of sight.
Okay. Well, if I can't see them, then they can't see me. So I guess I'm gonna try to sneak out past them. I'm not really stealthy or anything, but I'm not really smart either.
Okay, that sounds great. So why don't
Shotgun's
you
ready.
why don't you go ahead and give me a dexterity stealth?
Do-do,
How many
do-do,
negatives do
do-do,
I get here? Let's see. Actually, between dexterity and stealth, I get 2 dice.
Hey,
I actually have 1 in stealth. I was not expecting that. All right, here we go. Come on, there's the button, and there's the submit. A success.
okay, and that is going to be contested by their wits investigation.
So I got a 7 and a 9.
I'm hoping all these security guards are like Paul Blart or something.
Right?
Actually,
So-
Paul Blart was pretty
Yeah.
successful in what he tried
Well,
to
if
do.
they're on a Segway, I can just push them.
Normally they would have a dice pool of 4, but I'm reducing that by 1 because they are trying to cover their face from you in case you are lining up a shot. So it's a bit harder for them to see.
And I am, by the way, I will be holding my shotgun in front of me while I'm doing the sneaky sneak. It's not just trying to be sneaky, but sneaking with a gun pointed forward. Yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to cover your escape.
Yeah.
They do have 1 success, and it's a 10.
I don't
So
believe it.
You don't have to believe it. So I'm
You're
going
right.
to roll 1 more. Ooh, okay. So both sides have a single success. So they are able to see you moving out of the office, but they're not able to
Can I use a
react to it.
willpower to add another one?
Not at this point. Your roll has resolved. It is technically somebody's turn, so to speak.
Okay.
This time.
What this means, though, is that you are able to get out of the head of finance office and move further into the main work area.
Okay.
You haven't escaped. Y'all are all still in the same maze of cubicles. But they know you've moved out, but they aren't able to keep track of you effectively. And just like in the main work area, the finance office now also has that same emergency light spinning around the room. So
I am convinced that pulling a fire alarm would help. So the first one I see, I will pull, just so you know.
Okay. It's
Whether
not
it's
difficult to
now
spot.
or later, that's okay.
Well, it's not difficult to spot, even with the strange lighting.
They normally you should
inconsistent.
still have lighting at the emergency things. Those should be lit if the place is
Normally.
OSHA. Yeah, if the place is OSHA compliant. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
according to
And
the
I think we established this place is barely compliant with anything.
It it's barely legally compliant, and how often is an OSHA representative going to be on site when an emergency happens to verify that there are lights on the fire alarms? But you are able to find it. Rushing over,
Cool.
keeping your shotgun leveled, using your offhand to try and pull the fire alarm. You get it going, you engage it, and nothing. You pull it a couple times again, nothing. And it's just that same message over the PA that keeps playing.
Okay, I'm disappointed. Keep moving. I want to move towards where I think Mars is. Of course, in the meantime, Mars is probably moving, so I'm going to end up in a whole different spot.
Well,
It's entirely possible.
my whole thing was to get out the window, and then I was going to wrap back around to the door that the security officers came through.
Okay. You with the inconsistent lighting and now the blare of the alarm going off, it's you quickly get disoriented. This place was already maze-like when it had full lighting on. It's a bit difficult to navigate now. You're not on top of that, you're not really sure how this office was laid out. You don't know which walkways go where, but attempting to move around the office, you are able to make out just barely, like behind machinery, looking through like doors on the far wall. You can see employees just hunkering down, trying to stay out of sight. Eventually, you do turn a corner and you do see a security team further down into the plant. It doesn't look like they've noticed you yet. They would be at long range of your pistol from you.
I see. So I'm just turning the corner. I'm still not 100% sure where I am in relation to Manny.
With your sense of direction, you figure you're on the right route,
Okay.
but you don't know his exact position relative to you.
Well, if they haven't noticed me yet, then I'm going to do my best to sneak around.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a dexterity stealth.
Sneaky.
Increase your die pool by 1 because of the inconsistent lighting.
All right. Let me select the right things. Modifier, add 1.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Ooh, that is 0 successes. As a matter of fact, that is 3 1s.
Good gosh.
Man, we haven't seen that since Isaac tried to jump a fence.
Yeah.
Man,
So,
out of so many dice, too.
yeah, that's rough, buddy. Can we get an F in chat? With this dramatic failure, as there's really nothing you can do here.
I
I'm
sneeze
going to
really
use
loud.
9 of my health to fix it.
Right? You move around, but as you get closer, like you're certain that they hadn't seen you up to that point. You move closer, and you realize that each member of this security team is wearing some sort of headgear. So like they have a helmet, and that helmet has a visor. And as soon as you get out of cover, so to speak, like once you're in a walkway proper, trying to just move around to the next piece of cover, one of them spots you immediately and begins to open fire.
Jesus Christ. So these are like heavy duty security guards. These aren't like white button up shirt. security.
Yeah. So they're going to roll their dexterity firearms. This is going to be 4 dice for them at no penalty because of their headgear. Ooh, they got 1 success, but 1 botch. So every shot misses wide. With the distance and your smaller frame, we'll say, bullets just barely miss you. You do feel a sting as some of them splatter against the machinery that's just a little too close to you. You've got a little bit of lead shrapnel, in your arm and your leg, but I mean, it's better than taking the actual bullet. And you duck past the next machine. You're fairly certain that Manny is on the other side of this security team, but now they're going to be advancing towards you. Manny,
Do I see them shooting at him?
you hear gunshots outside of the office, and one of the security officers that's in the room with you, you hear him try to shout over the PA. It says, "Oh, I think that's backup." And he is quickly hushed by his superior. "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah. Man.
There is a secondary exit that you can take, but it's going to definitely put you in line with one of the halls. So you're going to risk getting shot if you go gun for it. Unless you do some like Metal Gear Solid, like Liquid Snake shenanigans.
I gotta help Mars one way or another. Those shots were not the same shots as his pistol, right? I mean, it's clearly somebody else shooting.
It was rapid fire.
Okay. So he's being shot at, as far as I'm concerned. I gotta go help. So that's what I'm doing.
Are you taking the secondary exit, or are you trying to blow past the security officers in here?
I would do the secondary exit. It's more important that I exercise my virtue. I'm going to say that's, in this case, charity, meaning I'm going to help him stay alive. I'm going to donate my bullets to help him stay alive. Right.
So they are able to catch you moving through. They're going to try and take a shot. Because of all the cover, or rather the concealment of the cubicles, they don't have a great shot, but they do see you there, so they're going to try and take it. Their dice pool gets reduced down to 2.
We hear the noise of the dice.
That is 1 success, a 5, and a 9.
Okay.
So that means that you are going to take 1 lethal damage.
Which is what? My morality, right? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yes. Health. So that means put an X on the health box. Right?
On the one to the farthest left.
Yep, got
it. Just in case you guys don't remember, I already have one of those for when I tried to. I think it was either jumping the fence. No, it was digging through the trash.
The trash.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You pulled your arm out with like 500 hypodermic needles.
Oh no! Yeah, it was for this.
Yeah, no, it was for this. I was digging through the trash because we were trying to throw something over the barbed wire, and I stabbed my hand.
You were pricked by something that you weren't able to identify.
Yep.
You've since been very active. You've been in a high stress scenario, and now you're getting shot at. So Mars, I need you to give me a stamina medicine roll.
Before we skip away from me for a moment, if you don't mind, I wanted to say, before I go through the door after I get shot, I would be pissed. I want to grab one of the desks and kind of shove it towards the door, so it's going to be harder for them to get to where I'm going if they follow me. I'm going to create an obstacle with one of the pieces of office furniture, preferably not a rolling chair.
You know what? I'll go ahead and say that as you're moving towards the door, thankfully this one isn't a handle. It's got like an actual push bar. Hey, real safety features. You grab onto the edge of one of the cubicle spaces, kind of like underneath your shotgun, and just pull it using your back to open the door.
Okay, cool.
You hear a bunch of office clutter just fall around in that cubicle, but fuck it. It's not your stuff.
Just thinking of the trope of, whenever you're running from somebody, you just knock things over behind you to slow them down. And that's the idea. On my way out, I'm just doing something to slow them down. Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Mars.
Ooh. 0 successes, and you don't know what this roll is for.
Even better.
It is that. Oh yeah, because medicine's a mental.
All of a sudden, your pants are wet.
Whoo!
They did not stay dry.
Just want to say it was a great session, guys, and I'll see you for the next one when we have characters that are alive.
So, you gonna let that ride?
Hell yeah.
I'll exhaust one more willpower just to get a success if that's how that works.
All right. Yep. Now that your life is in actual danger, your adrenaline's pumping, your body's going into overtime, trying to stay alive. You get a dizzying feeling in your head, and the spinning lights all around you begin to swirl a bit. You sway, you knock your head into the machine that you're taking cover behind, and your vision clears. You don't know what the fuck was in that dumpster. But man, now is not the time for it, dude.
You gave yourself a reverse concussion. Hey, look at Frank. He's kind of beat up there.
Hey.
Is that like mutton chops or is that back
This
hair on the back of his head?
beard thing, like an anime
Okay.
character. And then I was thinking, like, maybe he just has like a little bit of hair on the side. Just kind of connects
Nice. Like Wolverine or Beast.
in a way.
Yeah.
Only more bald.
Had
to do something.
We'll get there. So Manny, you get out of the finance area. You're in one of the short hallways that's that connects to the main production floor. You don't see anybody here. There's another door you could take. You don't know where it leads, but you know that door there goes towards the gunshots.
That's where I'm headed. Although I guess I could peek in the other door.
Do you want to take the time? Your buddy's under fire.
It depends on how far away it is. If it's like in arm's reach and I can just open it and look in, because maybe there's something useful right there. Maybe it's a cleaning closet and I can grab a bucket of bleach and throw it at somebody.
Both are 10 feet away from you. It's going to be an active choice. Just one's on the left, one's on the right.
Then I'm going to where the gunshots are.
All right. Do you burst through that door?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I think door bursting is one of my merits.
You slam through that door. It did have a handle on it, but it wasn't like a reinforced door or anything. You just fly right through it. And you are now in one of the main walkways, and you see further to your left a bunch of guys pointing submachine guns down the hallway and just letting it rip.
One shell, two shell, red shell, blue shell.
Are they? Is he behind them or in front of them?
He is behind them.
Okay.
It is a team of 4. 3 of them are shooting at where they saw you, Mars. The other guy is speaking. Looks like he's speaking into a walkie-talkie.
So as soon as I go through the door, I can see them approximately how far away?
From you here, it's going to be the shotgun's medium range. So you would take a -2 penalty.
I want to move to what I know to be close range for the shotgun, and I guess take cover around a machine or a door or something to be able to squeeze a shot off, and then to immediately pull back behind the thing so they don't see me.
All right.
So I want like a mystery shotgun blast, essentially. But I do want to shoot. I want to shoot at them, not missing or anything. I'm going to shoot as if to hit them. Hopefully, there's enough spread from the pellets from the shotgun shell. It's a red one, so I'm assuming it's going to have a spray. I have no idea what the blue one's going to do. But yeah, so the idea is I'm going to get up to where they don't see behind them, where I'm in close enough range, take a shot and immediately hide.
Okay. There you do find because it's a main walkway, there's not a whole lot in the way to cover you. You're going to have to dive into one of the work areas. You can pull it off, but you also know you aren't going to be completely hidden. But I mean, desperate times, right?
Yeah. Well, the idea is if the shot came from one spot and they turn to look at that spot, they should not see me. They might see me somewhere else, right? If they're looking around, but when they turn to look where the shot came from, I don't want to be standing there.
Okay. So you move forward. Go ahead and give me your dexterity firearms. And because you're using the shotgun, any 9 that you roll entitles you to a reroll. Shotguns fall on 9 again.
I thought it would be strength. Why dexterity? I thought strength was for firearms. I only think that because we kept talking about the other characters couldn't hold a gun because they had no strength.
Yeah, so it's as far as the strength use in firearms, it is solely to determine whether or not you can effectively wield the weapon.
Okay.
If you cannot, then you suffer a -1 penalty.
And I have shotgun specialization, so what do I add for that?
That gives you +1 to your dice pool.
Okay, so I'm going to do modifier of 1.
Yes.
And even though I deleted it, Thief and Sorcery is back, so we're going to have to deal with that.
Go ahead and roll another die.
Oh my, I already have 3 successes, one of them being a 10. So I'll roll another one.
Since you have the drop on them.
A 7, that doesn't help. So I'm going to say 3 successes with the 10. I would re-roll the 10 because I'm still going to have 2, right? Maybe. Another 7, so nothing. Okay.
It is what it is. But
2 of my successes were in firearms, so that's even cooler, right?
Yeah. Yep. Go ahead and roll me 4d10 for the gun's damage.
4d10s? 20 damage. 2, 8, 7, 3.
Unfortunately, that's not how that works.
How does it work?
Successes count for damage.
So 1.
You have 1 damage, but they are clumped up well enough that you have a chance of hitting multiple.
Nice.
So you do hit 2 of them. With since the red shell is regular buckshot, there is a slight spread, so you do actually wing 2 of them.
All right.
Both of them are shooters. Mars, you hear/feel a little less gunfire coming from them right now as another shot rings out a little louder than those. Manny, as you're racking the shotgun, you move to get behind a machine, and the one talking into the radio calls out that they are under fire.
Cool. Because they are.
Better be under the fire than on fire. So.
Yeah. And I am not going to shoot again until they are not looking in my direction.
All right.
All right.
We're going to go into a quick aside here. Randy.
Frank.
You're still human. You still have regular thought processes and can express yourself just fine. Frank is just the only thing he can remember about himself.
Okay.
But you stir from slumber. You hear muffled noises from beyond the room that you're in. It's dark. You don't hear anybody else inside with you, but you do feel the familiar sensation of your hands bound to the chair that you are sitting on. What would you like to do?
He's gonna think to himself, that's new. Normally it's just quiet or them making me scream. All right. I'm gonna try to what I've been trying to do for the past however long I've been here and try to break out of these ropes. You said they're ropes to the chair or chains?
I just said that you were bound.
Bound? Okay. I guess I kind of feel what's binding me.
Are you going to try and overpower these restraints, or are you going to try and slip out of them?
Let's see. This character is evenly strong and intelligent. I guess he'll try to. Let's see, iron stamina and common sense. Common sense. He'll try to slip out of them.
He knows he can't break those.
Yeah, he knows he can.
Yeah. So I want you to give me either a dexterity survival or a wits medicine, since you bring up your common sense trait.
Let's see. What's medicine? What was the other one? Dexterity and
Survival.
He has a better chance with wits and medicine. What he does. Did not click medicine? I thought I did. There it goes. Okay. Roll it. Modifiers none. Submit.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so technically speaking, here on the character sheet, you do have a -1 penalty because of your health. However, your iron stamina trait cancels that out to a value of 3. So if any penalty assigned to you, you can ignore up to 3 of it.
Okay. Don't know how to read that with that.
That's going to be 0 successes, but you do still have 1 more die to roll because you would ignore the wound penalty.
Okay, which one would that be that I need to roll? Just a generic dice?
Yeah, just 1d10.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I haven't played in a little bit.
You have rolled 4 6s. Wow.
Oh my.
You could always spend a willpower, although you don't have a whole lot to spare.
I think he'll take a breather and then try again in a minute.
Okay, so then we will step away from Frank in the dark room and
We'll shoot Frank's bonds.
get back to the action. So,
meanwhile, in a dank cave.
Manny and Mars have this enhanced security team flanked. However, they don't have them outgunned. This could go either way depending on who acts and how. So we're going to get into a formal combat scene here.
Nice.
Hey.
So I need everybody here or everybody involved to roll its wits. I believe it was a wits or dexterity roll. And then you'll add your initiative score that's at the bottom of the sheet to the number of successes, I think it was. No. You add dice together and add your initiative. Sorry.
So if my wits was 2, my initiative was 5, I'd roll 7 dice?
No.
No.
I explained that poorly. You're going to roll the wits for the dexterity. You're going to take the die values, add them all together.
I see.
And then add 5. So the way that rolling the dice separately does in Roll20, where it adds them all together anyways, you'll do that and add your initiative. If that's 5, if that's 4, if it's more.
Okay. So I got 2 and 7 there. So that's 9. And I have 3 for initiative. So that would be 12. Right?
Yes.
I shoot the initiative.
So 5 plus 4,
9
plus 5, so that's 14.
Yep.
I shoot Mars. But not until after Mars gets the turn, I suppose. Higher is better, I assume.
Yes.
Okay.
So Mars got 14 and Manny got 12. These men are rolling with initiative 5. They're going to take their dexterity for their initiative. So that's going to be 2d10.
2D.
So they got 11 plus 5, so 16 for security.
Tutti frutti on the move. Wop bada doot up a wop bamboo.
Yes. All right.
Yes.
So Frank is free then. Okay, cool.
Done.
So the security team is going to go first. The entire team is going to move out of the open lane of fire and into the work area.
Cowards.
Says the man who shot them in the back.
And hid. Yes.
Well, that was a numbers game. That wasn't a cowardly game.
Yeah. That was strategy, not cowardice. Maybe.
You hear them speaking loudly to each other, trying to be heard over the PA system, but you can't quite hear what they're saying. They take no other action that you can see, which will take us to Mars. You know roughly where they are, but you know that they are still at your pistol's long range. So roughly, I think it was 80 yards.
And I'm hiding behind a machine at this point, right?
Yes.
What kind of machine is it?
We're going to say that this machine is part of a conveyor belt system.
Okay.
And it is on.
All right. And are the conveyor belts going up or down?
This one is level.
Okay,
It
so
seems to be
level.
yeah.
All right.
Seems to be moving unfinished steel into some other section. Perhaps this is going to a smelter, or maybe this is going into some sort of grinder.
I'm going to, you said I know kind of where they are. Just because Manny was the last person to shoot, I assume that they would be focused on him.
It's possible.
So I'm going to do my best to shoot anyone that I can see once I pop up, but otherwise this is a suppressing fire shot.
Okay.
Because let's be honest, I'm not going to hit anybody with my pistol, but Manny's going to blow him away with the shotgun, and I want to know what this blue shotgun shot.
Fair enough.
So yeah, I'm just going to try and get their attention the best that I can, so that Manny has an opening.
No.
Okay. So you're moving out. You're not moving up.
If there's no cover once I move up, then I'm just moving out.
You'd be able to get to another section of machinery, at least somewhere you feel that you're out of sight.
I'd close the gap. The best.
Okay.
Yep.
So you quickly dash forward, firing off 3 rounds as you move up, just trying to keep their heads on a swivel. The more distracted they are, the less accurate their shots are going to be, the more likely you are to stay alive.
Makes sense.
You move up, dive behind cover. There's you're pretty sure no one could hear it, but there is a little like bang as you throw your weight against the machine, like, oh fuck.
Just like Jurassic Park.
Just like Jurassic Park.
Nailing it.
That'll take us to Manny.
Are they looking at me?
From what you can tell, they are trying to line up a shot on you, but it looks like nobody's really got the best point of fire here.
I want to kind of take aim at the one who looks most like he's about to figure out where I am, and then shoot him. Blue shell.
Okay. So he's got cover. You're trying to aim carefully. So we'll have those cancel out. So you're just going to give me dexterity firearms with your shotgun specialty.
On the sheet, I was clicking around a little. There's a roll initiative button, and I kind of click that, and I ignore that for now. But one of the things on there's sheet roll, then there's attack roll. Do you know what attack roll actually does? Like, should I be trying that? I don't want to overcomplicate things here, but it actually has a thing for attack roll. And I was like, oh, because since we're actually in combat, is attack roll different from a regular roll?
That's going to be all in how Roll20 handles the character sheet. Okay. I'm not too well versed in it, so Just
No
having the simple rolls that we've been doing is
Works for me. So
Just
what was
what
it I
I'm
needed to
trying.
roll? Sorry, I distracted myself because I saw attack roll.
you're gonna roll your regular dexterity firearms with your shotgun specialty.
Dexterity, firearms, and the funny part is you already told me this. And what was it? I get 2 more dice because of the specialization?
You get 1 because of the specialization. You would have an extra one because of take aim, but they have cover, so those are just gonna cancel.
1 success.
Hey, nice. This security team is not wearing armor rated for firearms, so it does not remove your success here.
Nice. Well, it is a blue shell too, so which means they explode, right?
Go ahead and roll damage for me, and you're going to roll 8 again on it. So
I'm
pretty
sorry,
much,
I
if
already lost myself. What was I'm rolling 8 dice?
you're rolling 4 dice, but if you roll 8 or higher, you can re-roll them.
Okay.
These will not explode.
Oh my. 3, 3,
Wow.
5, and 1. So what does the blue shell do to me?
So with a 1 on the damage roll, what this means is you line up the shot and you're about to pull the trigger, but your killer instinct gives you away, and the man finds you and ducks.
The man?
Yeah, the man.
The man.
The man, capital T, capital M. He finds you and he ducks behind the machine that he's desperately hoping is thick enough to stop whatever you're shooting at him.
Hmm.
You don't see anything particularly special come out of the gun. Like, it's no fancy effects. It's not like some laser thing. And the machine you hit definitely doesn't explode. But there is now a massive hole in it.
Oh my. All right.
You've seen bullets go through like car doors. You've seen them go through like garage rolling doors, sheet steel. You know what a bullet hole is supposed to look like. Even if this is shooting a slug, that's a big fucking hole.
Nice. Getting ready for more. I mean, immediately, pump the gun and get the red one ready for whenever you're ready to let me shoot again.
All right.
You shouldn't waste ammo on slugs. Shoot the people.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good.
Wah wah.
They're squishy though. Slugs are squishy.
Ooh, that okay. So over the in between gunshots, you hear some sort of commotion deeper on in the facility, and the yellow hazard lights now turn red.
Commotion escalation. Could you describe the ruckus, sir?
Because of the gunshots, you can't really identify what it is.
That was actually a Breakfast Club joke. Sorry. I'm the oldest one here. I guess you guys haven't seen it.
I'm sorry
a while.
for not getting the joke.
It's been a while.
Yeah. I actually just watched it again about 3 months ago or so. It was towards the beginning of this year. It's definitely worth watching again. Good stuff.
That'll take us back to top of the round. So security team is going to attempt to fire on both Manny and Mars. So this is going to be their normal pool is 4. You both have cover. They have automatics, so they're not going to try and aim carefully. So that would mean that their their dice pool gets reduced to 2. So this is on against Manny, a 7 and a 9. And this one is against Mars. 2 successes.
Now I have
double
weapon dodge. That's just melee, right?
Correct. That's
thought
if you are caught in a brawl or in a melee fight, you can use your I think it's your dexterity or strength weaponry to kind of deflect the blow. Or no, you use your weaponry score instead of your defense rating.
Okay. But in this case, I don't have matrix dodge, so I'm not dodging the bullets.
Correct. I
Right.
think that's a kung fu move.
I know.
Yeah, it's a
Thanks.
little funky. So
Okay.
these automatics they deal 3 damage if they have 3 damage dice if they hit. So the one against Manny, no damage. I love that's how that
Blam,
can
blam,
work
blam.
out. The one against Mars is a 10, a 1, and a 4, which means that it's no damage unless I re-roll it, and I am going to try a 3. Fuck. Well, their
We're still alive.
bullets graze the both of you. You get more bullet fragments piercing your skin as the spalder comes off of the machinery.
So it grazed their anatomy.
Ugh.
Anyways,
These guys have range practice. They've never shot at moving targets. That's what
they've
it
never
is.
shot at targets taking cover behind company property.
Well, yeah. They're going to need to rehearse this better.
Exactly. I need both Mars and Manny to give me a composure or resolve in response to this round of taking fire.
Composure or resolve. I have the same score at both.
Just pick one.
I feel that I would have better resolve than composure for some reason. So I'm going to pick that. And then lose my mouse. There it is. Try that again. No success. Successless.
All right.
No
Do you want to
critical
let that
failure.
ride?
Willpower. I want to use another one.
All right. So, while the both of you have been in gunfights before, this feels a bit. The stakes feel higher on this. It feels like you're actually against a trained force and not just Pablo and his best friend with the piece they got the other day. You're not sure. You're fairly certain that they should have actually hit you by now. Manny, you know that one of those shots had you dead to rights. Something's up here.
I'm just that good today.
There's definitely something else going on. You can feel it in your gut. Mars, you can feel it in your shrapnel wounds.
Okay.
So
That'll take us.
All right.
Yep, that'll take us to Mars's turn.
Would it make sense to use my danger sense at any point now that the light has changed? Like, is there any
You're in
information
danger.
I can get? yeah, other than the immediate danger.
I will say your danger sense does tell you things have changed. Something else is in play now. You don't know what. I'll allow you to roll to intuit what it is, though.
All right, let's see.
So what is that going to come out to?
0 successes.
If I remember correctly, the danger sense gives you wits on top of it.
Oh, it does? That's fine. I'll roll 2 more and see what happens. Oh, my God.
Double 10s. You want to re-roll those?
That's amazing.
No!
Another 10, but a single one. So you're at
Canceled
2
itself out.
successes still, but you can re-roll another one.
Another 10!
Oh my God.
Oh, okay. Jesus.
Oh my
You're
God.
at 3 successes. Do you want to keep
Oh.
rolling?
Okay, try it again. So 3. That was
That, ladies
Wow.
and gentlemen, is why we roll explodes.
Roll,
You continue to explode.
You always gotta roll the 10. That's the rule, man.
So the lights go red. The latest round of bullets whiz over your head, ricochet against the machinery behind you, and you get a sense of dread. No, that's not it. It's a primal fear.
like heights or the dark?
Yes. It feels like something is out to get you.
Ooh. Oh boy.
You're not sure what it is, but you know for certain you do not want to be here when it gets here. You know it's coming.
It's coming.
Bum, bum.
It's in the
Is
darkness.
so I'm not necessarily pinned down. Like I'm
No.
just hiding behind some machinery. Are there any doors or any other exits that I can see from here if I was just going to make a run for it?
There is a door that you can see. You're going to have to jump over a couple of machines to get to it quickly. But you could theoretically achieve it this turn.
What about Manny? Is he pinned down?
What about Manny? You don't have a good. You don't. Do you have any idea what the fuck is coming through here, man? You gotta fucking go.
Try
You
out
have no
for the
idea.
Olympic track and field here. Do some hurdles. You know.
Yeah, I'm
Exactly.
going to go for it. I'm gonna dip.
You have no idea what Manny's situation is right now. You
I did
know
Naruto
that,
run.
yeah, you
I'm
know
going-
that one of the guys is trying to shoot at him, but you don't know if he's doing okay.
I'm going to say a prayer for Manny.
See
I'm
you later.
Yeah, and I'm going to start sprinting while shooting behind me just to for some suppressive fire, because I don't, if I get up and I'm not shooting at them, then they're just going to take that opportunity, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do it. I'm going to sprint for that door.
Okay, so the way this is going to roll out is you're going to need to give me a dexterity athletics, and you're going to reduce your dice pool by 2 since you're also firing your gun behind you with the intention of suppressing them.
Okay. So that for me will just be dexterity is 1, 2, athletics. So I'll just roll 1 dice.
All right.
All right, here we go.
A
Seven.
So
7.
close.
Damn it.
Willpower.
After all those 10s.
I mean,
Willpower, man.
you remember how to regain it, right?
My willpower is my to use my vices and virtues, right?
Yep. Engage in your vice. You can do once per scene. Engage in your virtue. You regain all of it once per session.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna scrub a willpower. I still have 3 left, so my vices or virtues don't really play into it. Like I can't think of anything that could play into it. So
It's a high stress scenario. It's not always going to be cut and dry.
Hell yeah.
Do I get any more chances to try to break out during all this?
We're gonna get to that.
Okay. Just wasn't sure because if you heard more and more action, I kind of assumed someone realizing they're not being guarded would try to break out more. So.
We're about to get there. So, with your failure, you don't manage to get over the machines with any sort of grace or speed. You do manage to get over them, but with how slow you are and trying to make sure that they keep their heads down, you've only made it half the distance. It's going to take you just a little bit longer, which brings us to Manny.
From where I am, can I see that Mars is trying to get away?
No.
Okay, I'm just going to shoot him again then. We're in
Mars?
the red shell. Well, if I can't see him, I'm not gonna shoot him.
Traitor!
I'm gonna shoot the ones I can see.
I
Okay.
don't know if you're running away or not, but I got a feeling.
Yeah.
So,
Time to red shell time, I think. I think it's red shell.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yes,
it was just
it'll be
red
the
and blue.
red
I've
shell.
only shot twice. Yes.
go ahead and give me another shot.
Number 3. Dexterity firearms. I keep clearing it, although I probably shouldn't. Do that. Come on. Submit. 3 successes.
One of them's a 10.
Ooh.
Yeah, we rolling that again.
Okay.
Nah, 3 successes.
Go ahead and roll me 4 damage dice. Now this one you are entitled to roll 9s again.
Okay, I rolled a 9, so I will roll that one again. Another 9.
Keep her
Gotta
going.
roll that again.
Keep her going.
And a 3. Okay. So 2 then.
2 lethal damage is done to one of the security team. You hear him cry out in pain, and he goes down. You don't hear. You
More
hear
that
one of
came
them.
from Punk.
You hear one of them yell something out, but it's a little hard to make out. In response to that, you hear one of the other officers say, "Just fucking leave him. He's dead already."
Jesus.
Oh, wow.
I'm not quite dead.
Then they
You guys, I promise I get back up. Just help me out.
Are you-
Do I have
just
enough
dead
time
weight?
to do more than one shot or no?
No.
Okay.
Well, you know what? If you want, I'll say if you really want to just focus in on trying to get these guys to go down, you can take another shot. But it means you're not going to be able to do literally anything else. Not take cover, not move anywhere.
Well, they, from what I could tell, at least some of them weren't paying attention to me, which means they were probably paying attention to Mars, and I want that to stop. So I do want to. I know the next shell is a blue shell. I saw it put a big hole in something it shouldn't have put a big hole in. So I'm going to send another one there in their direction.
All right, go ahead and give me a shot.
There's that.
And on this one, you'll explode on 8s, but each die will only explode once.
I got a 9, an 8, and a 2.
So you have 2 successes to hit.
Yeah.
So you've hit something.
And
You've
now
hit
damage?
someone, rather. Now it'll be 4 damage dice. You re-roll 8, 9, and 10, but can only do so once, unless it's a 10. Okay.
Well, I got a 10.
So you've got 1 damage. Do you want
I'll
to roll?
re-roll that as a 9.
You haven't exploded on a 9 yet.
So I can do this one.
I'll allow it.
A 4. Okay, so 2 successes.
2 damage with the blue shell. As you're racking the shotgun and leveling it to take another shot, you see one of the other guys pop up to try and get you to go back undercover at just the wrong time.
Oh no.
You pull the trigger, and what was the man's head, helmet, and visor is now a mess of gray matter, bone shrapnel, and plastic shards all over the machinery and presumably the rest of his team.
And a fine red mist.
Yeah, his head explodes like that scene in Scanners.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Eep.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's going to be Manny, which will bring us to facility. I'm going to roll 1d10 just as I did last time.
Whoop.
With fewer gunshots, you're able to pick up more of the sound that's coming through the facility, and it's screams. Screams of terror, screams of confusion, and the scraping of metal.
Okay.
I think I'm
Well,
starting
it is
to
a steel factory.
Yep.
I'm starting to realize what the blue shells were for.
Top of the round, security team, you hear shouting from them, Manny, and you're able to hear one of them call out, "Go, just fucking go. Just go into that office now."
Run
And
away.
they spend their entire turn just beelining to one of the offices. You have the opportunity to take a shot if you'd like.
I'm going to throw a grenade at him. I don't have a grenade, but I just want to throw a grenade at him
I'm
for
gonna
some
throw my
reason.
shotgun at him.
Yeah.
You know you have 2 rounds
No.
left.
They're not shooting at me. I'm done shooting at them for now. Actually, if when I have a moment, I would load more shells into the shotgun because I brought a separate. I had a total of 12.
Yep.
So
you can do
I
so.
know
on
I have
your
2
turn.
left in it. Yeah.
We didn't really discuss it, Mars, but your pistol was assumed to have just one full magazine, so 18 rounds. You've, we'll say 3 rounds on each burst, so you've done 9 rounds of ammunition.
Hi.
So after security team, that'll bring us to Mars.
Don't worry. When Manny finds me, I'll have no gun, but all the ammo you could ever want.
I'm gonna keep booking it to that door, and I'm gonna yell out, "Manny, run!"
Manny, you do hear this since there are no longer gunshots going around. It's difficult to pick up because of the PA system, but you do hear Mars shouting for you to just get out.
I wonder why he wants me to run.
And I ran.
So I take it that Mars is just trying to get as far away from this place now as possible. That is his turn. Not just get to that door, but just get away.
Get through the door as quick as possible. And it with me saying Manny run and then the cops also retreating is probably a good sign to Manny.
Couldn't get away.
Okay. So Mars, you focusing on nothing else, you just go. You make it to the door, you get through it as fast as you can. You don't even bother to close it behind you. And you just continue running. You go through door after door and you see confused employee. You see a security guard who tries to like hail you down, like, "Hey, stop!" And you burst through one final door. It hurts to do so. The door was probably locked, but you're full of adrenaline now. You can barely feel it.
Just a janitor standing there.
No.
What do you want?
You don't know what's standing in here as it is
Name's
completely
Scruffy.
dark. And Frank, you hear the loud sound of somebody crashing through the door in front of you.
You
With
see one
your-
wide eye staring.
With your one good eye, you can make out a figure, a sort of a lanky figure, breathing heavily, handgun in one hand, trying to figure out where the hell he's at.
Busted in on Popeye.
Manny,
Frank.
I gotta figure out where Mars went, because now, see, the way I'm picturing this in my head, Eli, is I was looking forward at the guards. Manny was that way and then to the right somewhere. The guards ran to my left, so now I'm going to run to where they were and then to the right, in the direction where I think Mars was.
okay.
And just watching as I'm going, trying to figure out where he went. I don't know how close I might end up being behind him, like seeing doors shut as he's bolting through them and I see them closing or something. I don't know. But I'm just going to try and follow his path if I can.
Yeah. Getting forward and then crossing over the machinery, you're not able to catch up to him, but you're fairly certain that that's the way he's going. You hear footsteps receding in that direction, and you see doors wide open.
Like every worker I pass points he went that way, kind of thing.
No, everybody's just kind of panicking.
Yeah, that makes more sense,
And
I suppose.
now that there are no actual gunshots behind you, you're picking up the sound even better.
The sound of imposing doom.
Yes.
Or impending doom. Or both. It could be impending and imposing, I suppose.
Ooh. So that's 10, then a 4. All right.
So if it's behind me and I'm headed towards where I think Mars is, I try to move a little faster.
Yep. You now feel something close to you. That scraping of metal has turned into like banging, as like machines are falling over, conveyor belts snapping. It sounds like a fucking bulldozer is just coming through. And you can hear panting, like something breathing.
I go to my emergency supply of fresh pet so I can feed this demonic dog behind. Now I would just keep running.
Yep,
I don't know if I can glance
you're
over
just
my
trying
shoulder.
to move.
I would try to glance over my shoulder if I get a moment. to see what
you
nightmare
can-
is chasing me.
You can go ahead and give me a wits investigation, reduce your dice pool by 2.
Wits investigation.
1 because of wow, that was a fast car that went by my house. I am so sorry, folks. Your dice pool is reduced by 2. 1 because of the darkness, the other one because it's because you're trying to move and take a quick glance.
Hey, quick question: has the AC unit been bothering you guys? I know it's been turning on and off as the time has been going on. So
I haven't really noticed it.
Yeah.
noise cancellation must be doing its job. Okay, never mind.
So I'm going to try the -2 on the modifiers pop up and see what happens here.
Ooh.
0 successes, I suppose. I had, well, I don't know. It says I had 2 in wits, 1 investigation, -2. All right, yeah, I see it now. Yep. So 0 successes, I guess.
You're gonna let that ride?
No, willpower.
You willpower for 1. You know better than anyone that
I
you
have
can't
1 willpower left, by the way.
that you can't defend yourself from something that you don't know.
Oh.
So you hesitate for just a moment to get a better glance, and you see a piece of machinery fly over a conveyor belt. You're not sure what the machine was, but whatever it was, it's only half now, with deep gouges on one side.
Hmm.
And it crashes into a wall behind you, and you realize, oh, fuck that.
Yeah. I really would love to shoot a blue shell at it, but I know the next one is red, and I would have to get off 2 shots, and I probably don't have that much time, so I keep going.
With no more active combatants, we will move out of the combat scene. Mars, you're here with this individual who has just muttered the word Frank as you open the door.
Kind of shaking in his chair. Just
He says, "No time for
He's-
love, Dr. Jones."
With his struggle, you can clearly tell that he's tied up. You can tell that he's severely injured. He has scabs all over his body. He is heavily bruised. One eye is swollen shut. You're fairly certain that one of his feet is like dislocated.
Jesus.
Like that's definitely bending the wrong way.
hold 1 foot up then.
Man, this place is fucked up. Because like I know some fucking giant evil thing was coming for me, so I just needed to get the fuck out of there. Not only did like SWAT teams attack us just for trying to steal financial documents, but now there's a tortured one-eyed man in this.
See, like the first one was clearly just like a regular like night security officer. The second ones were the same like outfits because they weren't wearing armor, just with a funky visor and submachine guns.
Shit.
So not like full on SWAT, but definitely like, why do you need this much gunpowder
Yeah,
to protect the steel mill?
It's just a steel mill. So I'd be like, "What are you doing here?"
And Frank.
You can barely understand his words. Perhaps he has some sort of jaw injury, or maybe his tongue has been mutilated. He seems to have trouble making words. But he does seem to have introduced himself.
Nice to meet you, friend.
Just like holding a hand out. Nice to meet you.
I'm gonna move around the back of this guy, and I'm gonna be like, I can't in good conscience just leave this man tied up when whatever is out there is out there. I know enough from my danger sense that if it sent shivers down my spine like that, then it's not natural, and we gotta go. And this man's obviously in the same predicament as us. They don't like him here.
Yep.
And
That's a good point.
at this point, any enemy of the steel mill is a friend of mine.
He was probably just getting his yearly review from HR, and we just barged in on it or something. He was
Yes,
performing to expectations.
I would like my raise now. What do you mean?
Raise. They tie you up to a chair.
Why are you holding a bat like that?
As you try and undo his bindings, you get a your eyes begin to adjust to the darkness, and you see a few tables with various tools kind of just scattered about. You see several spots of blood on the floor, and what looks to be a couple of binders on one of the tables,
Like something that binds people, or literal binders with
like
information.
a 3-ring binder with papers inside of it.
So I'm gonna. Was I able to undo his hands?
Yes.
I'm releasing from here. I'm gonna immediately grab the 3-ring binder because I'm not leaving this place empty-handed. After
Frank,
all this,
you don't know who your savior was, but considering the fact that you've now lost track of how much time you've spent in here, you figure this guy's probably going to be your best bet for safety. And more importantly, he's armed, you're not.
yeah, and I'm just gonna look at Frank and I'll be like, "We got to get out of here. Do you know a way out?"
Does Frank know his history at here about this place at all, or is it just so gone? His memory's so gone that he's just.
What Frank can do for me here is he can give me a wits investigation.
All right, wits is still clicked.
I investigated my wits and found none.
I was on medicine. Click that off. Click medicine. And do I still do a +1 roll, or how's that work exactly?
You would be at a penalty here, but that's not applied because of your iron stamina.
Okay,
So
it's gonna give me a.
it's
penalty
giving
of
you the
some
wound
sort.
penalty, but you can go ahead and just roll another die.
Okay. 10.
So you have a 1 and a 10.
Ugh.
So you're at 0 successes. You can
Okay.
reroll that 10.
I'll reroll the 10 then.
What?
2. Ah!
One
Yay,
success.
There's a success.
Do you want to add a willpower to make it 2 successes?
Sure. I'll do 1 willpower. I got 2 total, so I'll use 1. I'll make it
Okay.
2.
So you think back on what little you can remember. It's not coherent thoughts, it's flashes. You remember a series of hallways. You remember a couple of doors, the plaques that are near them. You don't know where those are right now, but you're certain that if you came across them, you would be able to connect the dots on them.
So I'll shake my head like this. Just
You can talk. You're just kind of out of it.
I thought you said I could mostly just say Frank. So
No, Frank is the only thing you can remember.
okay. The whole
Um,
time I was just gonna be like a mute character, just Frank. If fine stuff, maybe.
Maybe's better than nothing. Let's get the fuck out of here.
leg. Hurt.
Okay. And then I'll get up underneath his bad leg on his side and just kind of like hobble with him.
Okay.
And under my breath, I'm gonna be saying, "Man, I hope fucking Manny gets out of there."
Speaking of,
The
you
tools real quick.
hear-
Sorry, the tools that were there. Were there anything like blades or anything that I could grab real quick?
Oh yes, absolutely.
I'll grab something from there.
There are a couple of blunt instruments, a couple of bladed instruments, a couple of stabbing implements.
Ooh, whatever's been used on me the most, I want to use that to return the favor.
You know what? We're going to go with a we're going to go with a piece of scrap steel.
Ooh, nice.
It is jagged. It doesn't look like it's been shaped in any way. It looks like this got caught in a machine, was forcibly torn out, and then they said, "You know what? Sure.
We can stab Frank with it.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's go through our scrap metal for the day to see what we can use on Frank.
For some
Right.
reason, I thought you were going to say something completely random, like it's a shillelagh.
Is it big enough to kind of use this like a walking stick at the same time, like a cane?
No.
Oh, okay. Still taking it. All right.
Call high or low.
Let's go high.
Well, I rolled a 2. So
Aw.
no, there are no
Well, if it was a
implements.
two-sided die, he wins.
No, it is a 100-sided die.
Damn it.
There are no implements large enough or long enough to
That's
use
2 out of 3.
as a walking cane. No, we're not doing 2 out of 3. You already have somebody supporting you.
Okay.
You're able to move out of this torture room as you're slowly or somewhat slowly making your way through the hall. You hear the sound of fist hitting face.
Ooh.
As you come around the corner, the security guard that tried to hail you down earlier is held in Manny's hand, and his head is just kind of like off to one side.
Does that security guard look familiar?
No, the
Okay.
uniform does, but not the man.
I'd like to have memorized a face at least, because I'd like to.
Oh, you've memorized 2 faces.
Okay. I'd like to turn to Mars's face and say, thanks.
Manny,
Don't
you have been
forget.
reunited with your friend and somebody
Somebody fucked up.
who's gotten themselves in a bad spot.
Hey man, who's this guy?
I'm gonna hand him off to Manny because he's way bigger and stronger than me.
All right. I got
Uh,
this.
Be like, I don't know, dude. He was in that dark room. He was tied up. I just said we just fuck it. Let's get him out of here. Maybe he'll know something that the boss wants. Like let's fucking go. Whatever
let's
was
go.
in that room, we need to get the fuck out of here.
So
Names. Frank.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, man. No problem. Let's go.
Frank, now that you're out here in a place with light, you are able to make out the what you believe to be a way out. You've been in a few sticky situations like this before, you feel, and you're confident that you know how to work backwards.
Yeah. So he'll point the direction he thinks is the way to go.
As you're
Can I interject for just a sec?
Sure.
Right before we get to moving, I'm gonna take the security guard's badge just in case. Just in case
Sure.
or something.
You absolutely do that.
What's the clothes like on poor old Frank here? Is it all rags and whatever? Or
Taking a closer look at your clothing, you don't remember putting it on, but it feels like it's yours. It is a torn up light hoodie, almost like just a light windbreaker, barely like hanging off of your shoulders. Underneath that is a plain black t-shirt. You're not wearing any shoes, actually. As for pants, they're torn in several places, but it looks like they were joggers.
Well, good thing with the no shoes with a fucked up foot. So
That's what you got Manny for.
yep.
You make your way through the maze of hallways, and Mars and Manny, as Frank is guiding you here, you realize that he's moving you through areas that you didn't think would actually be here. Nothing about what little signage you found, nothing about the evac routes would imply that there's this section of the building. And as you are getting further and further from the production floor, the sounds of carnage get quieter and quieter. They never silence. And you do still hear the PA going off every 10 seconds.
Did it change when it went red, or is it still
No.
just an active shooter?
It's still just called for active shooter.
It's now somehow a black light, and it's like escaped prisoner.
It's like giant monster. Please return to your stations.
Godzilla is attacking Tokyo.
Please bow down to Cthulhu.
Resume your normal work operations, or you will be terminated forcefully.
Yeah.
Frank does point to one last door there.
There. Let's go that
Is
way.
the door named Frank too? I mean,
No, it is a.
Frankly, it's that direction.
oh,
Oh, by the way, if we're gonna rank us, I think my character is F rank.
Oh,
Wow.
Could have saved that for the end.
I hit you with the S word.
Could have.
You get
I gotta get the good ones out before the end.
you
That's what she
move through the door and you find that you have exited the main building. You're not in the same side that you entered from. You're fairly certain.
We're in
You
honest to goodness outdoors now.
yeah, you are actually outdoors. It is completely
Whew.
dark now.
I stopped for a moment to gasp for breath in the fresh outdoor Capo Nuevo area.
Mars, give me a wits danger sense.
Okay. It's a lot to click.
It is a lot to
So
click.
Wits 2, danger sense 2, so I'll roll 4d10s.
Triple sevens and a 5.
And a 5.
I like triple seven, so I think I'm just going to give you one success regardless. I think that's
Nice.
funny.
Oh,
Oh, nothing for 4
Lucky
6s.
seven.
No, just kidding.
Oh, you do not want me to give you something for triple six. So I'll go ahead and call that one success because I think it's funny. Now that you're outside, you're looking around. You can see a little bit of the moon is out. There's some cloud cover. You're look to the right. You see more of the facility, the sidewalks, the outdoor areas. To the left, you see that open field, and you see the chain link fence in the distance. And you hear something off to your right. A door slam open. A man runs out screaming. Just as he gets into the light, he is shot in the back.
fuck.
Oh, God.
The man was wearing one of the company jumpsuits. It was a single shot, and that's all it took to put him down. He lies there, and one of the enhanced security guards comes out with a bolt-action rifle instead of a submachine gun. Does a quick scan around. Doesn't seem to have seen you. For going over to the body and dragging it back inside.
Well then.
Jesus.
All right, fuck.
Don't
And
try to
then-
clock out early here. Jesus.
Yeah, that's just gonna freak Mars out more. Like this place is fucked up.
You just
Once
wanted to get
that
some Taco Bell for lunch. Jesus.
Once that happens, though, that feeling in the back of your mind of being hunted, you feel that fade. You're pretty sure you've made it. You just need to get out of here now.
Oh, it was that guy that was hunting you? Cool.
It's clear to you that they don't want anybody leaving.
It's like Jumanji. He's like Van Pelt.
Mm.
It was just some guy dressed in like the full like explorer, African explorer. Like, I'm going to. Which one of us had more of the ally merit? Did you have 4?
I have 3.
Both of you should have 3, but Manny's is split. 2 for the gang, 1 for his childhood friend that gave
Okay.
him the bullets.
And then all 3 of mine are for the gang.
Yeah.
Then because we're like hobbling with this man, I am gonna get on the phone to what was his name? Enrique?
Yep.
Or Ricky. Yeah, that's what his name was.
Yep. Ricky.
Oh, you guys contacted Ricky? Cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna call Ricky and be like, you gotta help us get the fuck out of here. We only just now made it outside.
You ring up Ricky. 1 ring, 2 ring, 3 rings, 4.
Fighters.
And finally somebody picks up. The voice on the other end is not Ricky.
Name's
But
Isaac. Nice to meet
You
you.
recognize it from earlier that day. Hello, Mars. Sorry, Ricky's a little busy. Was there something you needed? You
Like-
recognize Boss Man immediately.
And I'm gonna be like, nothing, boss man. Just wanted to give you an update. We got into the facility and we just made it outside, and we're just working our way back to our car.
Mars, you sound out of breath. Tell me, are you in danger right now?
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. This place is fucked up, dude. There's so much shit going on. There's dudes with fucking visors and submachine guns and some giant monster ripping apart fucking machinery. We found some guy latched up in a dark room. We're just trying to get the fuck out of here.
You sound very much like your pants did not remain dry.
Mars's pants can confirm not dry, not in any way, shape, or form. It could be sweat, but it probably is not sweat.
So did you get the blueprints?
We got security badges. We picked up some financial documents along with something else I haven't had a chance to take a look at yet. On the back of the badges are rough blueprints of the facility.
Excellent. I'll have a car waiting at the front gate.
All right, thanks, boss. Thank you.
You talked to BM, man?
And Boss Man hangs up.
Yep, yeah, that's what I figured, and I'm gonna stick it in my pocket, and I'm gonna be like, "Go to the front. Boss is sitting in a car. Go to the front."
I carry Frank to that direction.
Okay.
This is my charity work, by the way. I should be getting my willpower back. I don't even know this guy, and I'm saving him. No questions asked.
And I'm having patience with these guys, so I'll get mine back too.
Yeah, and I also have hope that we're gonna get out now.
You know what? Since all three of you are being cheeky little fuckers here, I'll give it to all three of you.
Oh,
He's gonna kill us right now.
I think this was perfect.
trade willpower for health. Go for it, guys.
There is one obvious problem.
Uh-oh.
Manny, to carry Frank without slowing down, you're not going to be able to use your shotgun. You're not going to be able to defend yourself. You're going to need both hands to carry this man in a way that's not going to slow you down.
And I'm doing it because Mars was doing it, and I'm picking up the slack. So,
I mean,
this is your charity.
He can pass it off. He can pass his shotgun off to me. Not sure if I'd be that much better. I might actually hurt myself using it, but
hey,
it's
whatever.
still better firepower than a pistol, right?
Yeah.
And Eli, I don't know if you remember, but on this character sheet, you have a condition of inferiority complex. So I am deliberately trying to overcompensate on so many things because of an inferiority complex. You know?
He's flexing and posing while he's carrying the guy.
Yeah,
I
it's like,
love it.
You know,
That's
you
why
just hold the
I'm going, like,
shotgun.
I'm going with gusto with most decisions. It's like,
hold-
just got to do it. Otherwise, I won't be able to do it if I don't just make myself do it.
hold the shotgun in an aimed position. Then
Mhm.
Mars can put Frank in your arms while they're like that.
You point this, and if I say shoot, you pull that trigger.
I can do it.
Now go.
Back
Yeah,
right.
you
Alright.
could do that. You could give the shotgun to Frank, and he could be like a little sentry turret that you're carrying.
I'll allow it, but because of how you're carrying him, your shots are going to be a bit fucky.
It's gonna suck.
I'd say just give it to me. My best.
You got a gun.
True.
You move forward, trying to stay out of the street lamps that illuminate the sidewalks, the driveways, the parking lot. The fewer eyes that can see you, the better. And you can see it, that front security booth with the gate, that little red and white striped lever arm. And you can see just beyond that is a black car.
All right, I'm going to sprint ahead of them towards the. Is the gate open or closed?
The gate is closed.
Yeah, I'm going to sprint to that security booth.
You rush over to the security booth. Once you get there, you see that inside is a man's corpse,
Fuck.
shot twice in the chest.
Oh, jeez.
He weakly looks up at you before falling limp.
Must have been recent. The hell?
Wasn't me.
I'm going to pull the thing to open the gate and get out of there as fast as I can. I'm going to be facing Like once I get through the gate, I'm going to be facing while the two of them are, hobbling as fast as they can towards me. And I'll be aiming my gun in case I see anything.
Okay. So, Manny and Frank, your friend Mars has cleared the way for you. You only need to make it there. So,
You want us to roll something?
I want Manny to give me
Serpentine.
a dexterity stealth, and he has to reduce his dice pool by 1 because he's carrying you, Frank.
But Frank should give me a bonus.
Yeah,
I
Frank has
can't
iron
imagine
skin.
why, but so
We-
dexterity, stealth.
You got this, Joe. You got this.
Oh yeah, of course I got it, but Manny's got no chance. You said reduced by 2?
By 1 is what he said.
Yeah, by 1.
You said reduced by 0? Got it. Oh,
Ooh, you use a willpower, right? There's no ones.
I can use a willpower now, yeah.
Yep.
Because
He good.
Eli gave it to us.
Yep.
Now, if you hadn't done that and I had just used my last willpower, what would have happened?
Just out of willpower, probably.
What would have happened is, you know what? You hear shouting behind you,
Okay.
and you can barely make out somebody say the word security. You're not sure if they're calling for it. You're not sure if it's a question.
Okay.
But you know that you've been seen. Thankfully, though, you know that they're a little too far to do anything unless they already have a shot lined up. And if they do, I mean, you haven't really been hurt today.
Not that much.
Not in a
no.
way that matters.
But I would also interject to say that if I heard and saw, then I'm just going to open fire at anybody that's coming at us.
You did not hear. You
Okay.
do see a commotion way off
Way off in the
at the
distance.
front doors, but it doesn't look like somebody's pursuing. It looks like they're searching.
Okay.
Manny, you very carefully drop into a heavy squat and start crab walking to stay out of people's line of sight.
Done.
You're across the parking lot. You're a big
Yeah.
dude, but if you squat down, you're shorter than a car, probably.
Yep.
They might see the top of your head bobbing around.
I'll hold Frank up over my head while I squat.
You barely manage to make it.
Awesome.
You get to the car, and once all 3 of you are there, the passenger window rolls down. It's one of the 2 men from the apartment. He looks at the 3 of you. Hey, we got a problem here. Boss man said it was just 2 of you.
Look, dude, we found this guy. They were torturing him in there. He might have valuable information to give the boss.
Let's say I go with that. We still only got 2 seats.
He can lay he can ride pancake or whatever it's called, where he just lays across our leg.
Put him in the trunk.
You guys got a chunk.
If he's half as important as to the boss as you're saying he is, I don't think we want to risk him getting injured. What happens if his head hits the seat the wrong way? What happens if we crash? What happens if they start shooting as we're driving off and he's in the trunk?
And I'm going like this. I'm like, fuck.
One back seat
All right.
doesn't hold 3 people.
I'll just give up my seat. I'll go find our car at the hotel.
I was going to do that.
I said it first. Charity, man.
Son of a bitch.
So, Manny, always worried that somebody's going to outshine him, says, "Don't worry, I'll take the car at the motel," and kind of like, not like shoving you, but like forcefully pushing you towards the car.
Expeditiously inserting him into the vehicle.
Fine, here, take it. I'm like trying to get the keys. Take the keys then.
All right, cool. I got it.
So Manny is going to walk off. Mars and Frank are going to get into the car.
Good luck,
They
person.
both.
I'm gonna give Manny a shotgun back too.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
kind
I'll
of like,
take
hey,
that.
it was mine.
That's a good idea.
Here's a
And
metal bar.
I will reload the shells too. So
Here's a-
make sure I've got 6 ready.
Here's a metal bar.
I take it. I don't know why, but I take
Yeah, like
the
2 shots
shrapnel.
left. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Randy, if you didn't know, Manny is wearing 2 sets of pants. One of them being tearaway. The outer layer is tearaway pants, and that's how he stores all of his items.
Yeah.
He just has them strapped to his leg. So he just reaches, like, partly tears the pants away to get the item.
And the picture is like parachute pants. So just
Yeah.
big. That's why I said hammer time kind of thing. Yeah.
So both groups go their separate ways. Mars and Frank, you drive off, and once everybody's situated, seatbelts are on, the passenger, the one who addressed you, Mars, starts to ask questions, and you fill him in the best you can. Manny, you start walking off towards the motel, and you get a bad feeling.
Got a bad feeling about this.
That same your mind flashes back to that moment in the steel mill with the machine flying through the air, and you can't help but wonder, the fuck was that? You hear several footsteps, like someone running across the field of grass that you're adjacent to. Because remember, the street is right here next to the fence.
Yep.
The motel is just across the way. You hear that. Instinctively, you grab your shotgun with the 2 rounds left in it. Something bursts through the wire fence ahead of you. You're a big man.
Through the fence.
Through the fence.
Blam, blam, blam.
You're a big man. You can't remember seeing a single person as big as you. And whatever this thing is stands several heads taller. All right. I love your shotgun.
Blam, blam, blam. Blam, 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 pow.
You shoot into the end of the episode.
Oh.
So that's what that was? I think it's bigger every time.
It's always Rex, whatever's going on, for sure. Right. Neat.
That's
So now my immediate question with that is that a cliffhanger to get back to the normal game, or do we need to continue this again, Eli?
That is the end of this side story.
Okay, so that means we're going to see some of this is going to have happened in our regular plot.
Yep.
Nice.
Through this series of events, there is only a single retcon for the main story, and that is the night before last, a single gunshot was heard echoing down the street. But because Crawford, Jonesy, and Isaac kind of realized this is a bad part of town, they dismissed it.
just back. Just went right back to sleep. No, I mean, I might just be making this up in my head, but did you mention on one of our previous ones that the fence was all torn up?
I did mention there was a hole in the fence. I
Okay.
did not describe the hole in the fence.
Okay.
Jesus, that Nika girl shot somebody else.
This is actually the night before meeting Nika.
Okay. Yeah. So this is before we've committed our dark deeds.
Yes.
Did you want to do any end of session stuff here, Eli, or how do you
Uh,
want
I-
to close this one out?
I wanted to ask you all your opinions on this side story and how you feel that this is going to affect the main story.
I think it definitely gives us a perception, us as the players, a perception of like the perceived threat that lies in the secrets of this town. And I really liked it. I thought it was really cool to have some characters do some more advanced things. You know what I mean? To give us sort of like a sneak peek of what I'm sure our mainline characters are going to run into.
And I like the idea of I don't have any nervousness about doing whatever I want with the character because it's not mine, it's yours. It's a rental. I'm driving it like I rented it. So I don't mind. All right, willpower. Yeah. I'm getting a success out of this. Blam, 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 blam. Pow, pow. Yeah, I'll save the guy. Sure. All right, I'll shoot him. Yeah, go. And it's like not the way I mean, definitely not the way I'm playing Jonesy. Jonesy's way laid back and he'll get to it eventually.
Yeah, it was definitely
Complete opposite.
it was definitely a good injection of a different kind of pace, right? Because like the past 4 or 5 episodes that we recorded have been a lot more methodical and slow, a lot more conversation based, not much in the way of action. So I thought this was pretty good. Good way
I
to
didn't really think about it till I was just saying it, and then Zeb said that. But where I had that dichotomy with the two I just played, Randy's almost got the same. I mean, Isaac is a man of action, and Frank was literally a man of inaction.
For sure. I was going
Yeah.
to say, like, it's cool to play a character that's also out of his mind, but in a different way.
Yeah, that was kind of neat. But I always like experiencing the world that the characters live in, and this helps with that like a huge amount.
For
Because
sure.
we don't even have to play the characters. Our characters aren't even part of this, with the
Nope.
exception that we saw a guy in a turtleneck with glasses last time, right?
Yep.
But that was it.
Randy, I know you didn't. I feel kind of bad with how little Frank actually did here.
Don't worry about it. All
It
good.
was quite important to this side story, but I feel I mismanaged my time a bit. Frank was supposed to have a little more engagement with Manny and Mars in regards to why they're there and why you were kept there.
Well, you could always tack on some stuff like onto the episode if Joe wanted to throw that stuff on there to expand upon to Mars about why he was there and whatnot, and I could read that if you'd like, or just it'll just be lost to time. Either way,
You could do exposition behind the scene, or in our regular plot too. It could be just like a news story on the newspaper if it's knowledge that some people would know, and if not, it could just be we hear it through the grapevine at the underbelly of the hotel or whatever.
for sure.
Yeah.
The thing about these games is we'll never fully understand every story about every single character or thing that takes place. There's so much nuance to everything. So,
Yar.
did you want to tell Randy who these characters were if he hadn't figured it out already? Because I don't think we explicitly stated.
Yeah, he hasn't seen the episode yet.
no, I have not.
So, Manny and Mars are two members of
The M&Ms. One's red, one's yellow.
no, of one of the gangs of Capano Nuevo, the Capano Clippers. They are direct subordinates of Ricky, whom Isaac has met.
One
As
of
a
his
matter
dogs.
fact, Isaac has met both of these men. These are the ones. These are the ones that Isaac got back into fighting shape. And
So who had the bum leg?
pretty much immediately after being patched up, they were thrown into a suicide mission.
Damn.
Yeah.
Who had the bullet stuck in their leg?
I think we had that one be Manny.
I think so too. No, I can't remember for sure, but no, it wasn't stuck in. I thought my wound was fresh through.
Yeah, it was a through and through.
A lot were through and through, but one of them you said had a bullet that'll always like ache because, or a wound that'll always ache because the bullet was like stuck in there.
I mean, yeah, but in the same way that like your knees ache when there's a storm brewing, kind of deal.
Right on.
He'll know it when he goes through the metal detector, but that's about it. No.
Yeah. They were given direct orders from Boss Man, the guy that runs the Capano Clippers.
That's just Ricky's lawyer, I bet.
No, it wasn't Ricky's lawyer. It was Ricky's boss. The Manny and Mars were like mid-level gang members. They were definitely above just the regular hoodlums, but they didn't have any real sway in the gang. They were guys that got things done. That's why they were asked to do this, and they didn't do what they were supposed to. They did not find actual blueprints of the facility.
It's in the 3-ring binder. You just don't know it yet, Eli.
I will go ahead and tell you guys what you did come away with. You did come away with the last their financial records for the last 3 years from what you gathered in the finance offices. You got information on the tortured individual in the 3-ring binder, and you got the package that Boss Man was talking about when he said, I lost something and I think somebody took it to the steel mill. So you did everything except what you were supposed to. You went above and beyond the Call of Duty and forgot what your actual orders were.
All bonus objectives, but not the main.
Yep, you stormed the beaches of Normandy, and by the end of the day, you had Hitler's head on a platter.
Nice. Nice. All right. So anything else we want to cover before we wrap this one?
We will not have any sort of XP for this. Everybody's spoken their piece, I feel. So I think that will be good. Until next time, tune in for our continuation of our World of Darkness game, Orthus the Keepers.
Sure.
Yeah, and for now, we can all just say bye.
Bye-bye.
Adios.
The preceding podcast was brought to you by One Joe Young. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.
Are you ready, Randy? You got something? I mean, you're just back from vacation. I won't put too much pressure on you, but I am going to, like, right now. Go.
Oh, man. I just want to say that it's not a pat trick. There are Manny episodes to come. And, well, I hope that Manny enjoyed that gift because it was Thanksgiving. Oh, this is lame. Sorry.